Okay, good. Good morning, everyone. So, ours is currently not present, so 5 minutes past, and what should we begin? Okay, so let's see. Billy, let's bring us down to the old business, new business, which is just below where we're currently looking. Okay, let's see. Actually, let's do a double check real quick on OKRs. Billy, show us new OKRs and let's take a look at how they progress as part of the Tuesday business. Yeah. Huh?
I'm actually still confused about the second point of which my objective are learning the basic of human resource and business stuff, but I'm still confused about the result and how they put some historical data into job advertisement exposure.
Okay.
Like the first uh, unprocessed is still 12, and there we got like a 6 applicant from a free exposure of via Twitter. Yeah, it's a good.
Wait, we got 6 applicants because of Twitter.
Yeah, it's from Twitter. Like I'm contacting the influencer of Twitter on the Twitter, and it's not actually free. He just tweeted out my tweet. So
Okay, but how do you know that that's because of Twitter and not because the job ad is still running?
some of them are actually contacting, and I'm not sure if it's the effect from the Twitter, but the exposure is actually really satisfying. But I think that we didn't have any difficulties on doing such an exposure, but I'm still not sure. I can assure you, but I think that Twitter has such an impact.
Okay. Over to Vita. Any comments from your side?
Yeah, actually, my question was the same with this question, right? How do you know if actually these new people are coming there? Um, did you actually maybe let's say note like let's say 2 days before you post on Twitter, like if there was um, let's say no more applicants coming, let's say like the past 2 days before you post, and then like after you post and there are six, then maybe it could be related to those who still need to
I think we need to compare uh, like, the pace of the the applicant. Sorry, like what is it like from the first day, from the second day?
yeah,
Based on the
that's what I was asking. Like, did you take notes on that?
market.
A little bit. You did actually over here. You noticed there was 12 before, and then after you tweeted, you noticed that there was 18, right? But we don't know which.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Okay.
certain so.
Okay. Right. So this is where cookies come in, actually. So if there was a tracking cookie, we could actually identify if the person was from the. Let's say, for example, we were doing digital marketing the other day. So let's say, for example, your influencer friend who tweeted this out, if there was a tracking cookie on his thing, and then when he appeared over to our thing, we detected that cookie was in his browser, then we would have known that this person had come from that Twitter campaign. But okay, anyway, it's a good idea. What's the only way we can really objectively know if those 6 came from Twitter?
I'm actually gonna answer for this. Yeah. I think it's like it's how to measure it from when we try to exclude from the social media because there is no utility there to make. Uh,
Okay,
yeah,
let's go over to Vita. Do you agree that it's hard to measure if we're tracking results from social media?
Not really actually, because once they're coming to our website, we have the where did you know us from, and then there's actually like a box for social media.
I'm actually put the website. The first is from the website, and the second one is from our official website.
Okay, so some people apply it to JavaScript. What about in this particular case, Vita? if they apply to JobStreet instead of our website, how do we be able to track on social media where
Job shit to track. I used to ask.
to ask, or a bit.ly on the link?
Yeah.
Right? So
On
at
there.
least we know then
Oh yeah.
how many times that link was clicked on to direct traffic over.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Great. That's it. Okay,
Is it your business or?
Um,
then you can put the data here and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, a good discussion, right? So that we're all on the same page on the DM product. Okay, that's getting refined. Okay, I like that. And then,
it is not actually verified from our last encounter.
okay,
I'm actually have some device from some profiling, which is to call it as an action, but I'm decided to get a minimum 60 level.
Okay. all right.
This the progress. Like I will do 3 more series profiling, but kita around it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's see if we have the
You
limit.
can do like short listing, right? Use that.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for the update. That looks like you've been through some iterations on the previous OKRs, and they are okay. Okay, let's bring us down to the Thursday orders of business. Okay, so on Ara's part, okay, don't really know what's going on there on squad 4 yet, so let's continue scrolling to Vita's part. Brian,
Actually, like for the squad leader,
Uh-huh.
there are actually nominations for the squad leader now. It's not only Gabby. So they voted again.
oh.
So it was yeah,
Reason all the shit, yeah.
new nominations. So there are three.
Okay.
To become a squad leader, like for the nomination.
Right.
But the last update that I heard from Mo is that they are going to have a campaign like from the candidates. So that's why they haven't voted.
Okay,
But
got it.
the two.
Do both of these nominees want to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
So like yeah, for example, she actually nominated herself.
That's good. Good. Okay. All right. That is good. That is good. That's actually very parallel with my career advice for her. Okay, good. Thank you for the update, actually. Lisa. All right, let's talk about sharpening the saw. So we continued doing the sharpen the saw. I think we started this month off with a lot less push than the previous month. I don't see as much participation right now. Let's wipe this off right now. Let's reset it, Mrs. Secretary. So let's start again from this month in March. What have we done? Let's see. Okay, I'll go with myself. So I set up the how to manage difficult people, and I'm continuing my entrepreneurship podcasting. Okay, so the times for how to manage difficult people with confidence, and the second one is entrepreneurship, and that's through listening to the podcast. Okay. And let's see. Okay, Vita, I see that you signed up for quite a few classes.
Yes. Delegation class.
Has Alan delivered that class yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
And then Divas project management. Your how to the basic Ian's basic content.
Excellent. Okay. Hey, Rihan, we're just speaking about you. Your core value class. Okay. What are you teaching that?
Simple programming framework. Next week, I don't know if there's someone that signed up for that.
I did.
I guess. Only be that.
I think it should be mandatory for all new people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it should be mandatory for like anybody who's been here for less than Or who's still in probation? We're all getting coronavirus.
Oh no!
Awesome. We'll be the first immune to coronavirus group in the world. This is 98% recovery rate. Okay. Anyhow. Okay, R is unknown. Okay, let's continue. All right, so good news, Gunny. Third time's a charm, so Gunny is now passed. And okay, now result Alpha Cynthia are up on the line. All right, next one is any updates on this? Oh yeah, just put Vinna out there. Yeah. Okay. Next one is candidate milestones. To review, give feedback. Okay, Ara, what's he? Does anyone know what Ara is?
She's good.
Oh, okay. All right. So then she has let's see, candidate milestone to review. Right. So this is her argument. Right. Her milestones on. This one is actually pretty good. I thought more about this. This is something I actually would like to work with Billy on. This would be a project after Billy passes trials. So one of the things I'm noticing right now. Actually, I brought it up as new business. It's fine. We'll get to that. Okay. And then HR Tech Festival. Vita, what do you think? Should we go with that? If it doesn't get canceled. Yeah.
Yesterday actually went for I went to LinkedIn and I saw people also advertising, not advertising, but sharing that. I'm not sure actually if you should. I think if you go, since they have like different taxes.
Yeah.
If you go, I think you can go with like the purchase one.
Okay.
So you can go with the track.
And then we'll switch passes.
No, then we share.
Oh, here you go.
Because it's such a huge investment though if you go.
So $590.
Yeah, like what, $1,000?
Plus the night tickets and everything.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Okay, I would like to. Okay, look. Here's the thing with our HR right now. Our HR right now is in like a little pond on the side of the world. So we sort of want to see what the rivers and the oceans of HR are doing. So I just started doing this less than a year ago as like my full-time thing. Vita's doing this as one of her first times too. Billy has studied in this, but we're all sort of not experts yet. Now, it's okay because HR I think is disrupting right now, so a new type of expert to emerge. Whatever happens, I think we should position ourselves in the that. Okay, I'll consider this event. It's May, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is cancel. I think we make it. Okay. The appointment letter.
Already discussed.
Okay. All right. So this is can be deleted. Okay. All right, Mr. Secretary. Let's go ahead and remove that from.
I think the draft one put it in the letter.
Okay. Got it. All right. Let's go up again, and let's move to new business. There's no new business in employee experience. Right. Oh, here it is. This is beautiful. Okay. So at the end, or at the beginning of every month, before we do payroll, I do an evaluation on everybody's performance, and I realize that currently it is imperfect. There's disparities between how I see it and Squad see it. And so what I'm thinking is we should probably get this to be a bit more refined. If we have time, actually, and we do 40 minutes worth of time today, this affects everyone. And this also is something that I think should progress towards promotion. And this is something that we can do to reinforce SLAs, and reinforce core values, and do all that good stuff. So, okay, should we do this? Pleasure.
How would you like to see the formats here?
Well, this is how we begin. If I'm in, actually, I'll switch places with Billy, and we will. So I'll need this chair. Okay. All right. Here, you can take the chair. I'll stand here. So this is always kind of fun because I think it's essentially the birth of the project. So let's talk about sort of are the employee evaluation. Call it structure. It's just called structure. This is a draft, so we can just well for bonus. Okay, all right. So this is usually how I set it up. Objective. Okay. What is the problem right now? There is no consistent way to evaluate performance for individual employees. Okay. Another problem is people getting bonuses that don't pass probation or promotions. So each bonus should be essentially a positive signal that says you are working correctly on the correct path towards career. Okay, what's another problem? Do we have any other problems?
Like people that don't have bonus.
Teams that are not included in bonus, such as what? MB? MB does have bonus. They have commissions, and that is their chief and total focus on how to actually raise the total sale value. And their bonus is one of the highest if they're able to. Actually, their bonus has no cap, as opposed to any other group in the company. When Andy was here, he was making crazy bonuses. It was absolutely absurd compared to the efforts. Okay. But that is the way that sales should also work. Your upside is infinite if you are ambitious and you keep on looking at. So they have a bonus, but it's focused on commissions. And I talked to Minnie. She prefers it that way, rather than paying out many bonuses for people that way that are not their primary focus. Okay, let's talk about other problems that we see. The other problems that are out there right now. Time. This takes quite a lot of time. Bandwidth, and also alignment. Bonuses should align with squad, with company, squad, chapter goals, and okay, all right. So then let's start the objective. The objective is to address and solve the problems. Okay, all right. So we got the problems. And we can now take the problem. I think in paper now. Whatever I think of it, so that's a paper manifestation. All right. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So this is where we have proposed solutions, and before we go into solutions, we need to have controls. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at what the controls are. How can we actually influence this problem from an HR perspective?
We should have clear expectations towards the
All right, so we have expectations. We have content, basically, right? The content sets expectations. All right. Oh, what is this actually? This is more sort of like mentoring and leadership, right? Okay. And then let's go over here to the paper. did this on leadership a few weeks ago back when I was in Georgia. So we talked about what are the controls of mentoring, what are the controls of personnel development. Okay, let's see if we still have those. Here it is. All right. So let's just take a quick look at this. And this is what I spoke with all the, you were there, right? They're on the leadership guild, everyone who was involved. We came up with a few ideas on what mentorship is and what people development is. What factors do mentors control? They control timing, control when we intervene, monitor and survey the candidate under development. They control the materials, right? Standard operating procedures, the docs. I know we don't use that, but let's say the SLAs, the daily routines and the operational standards, documentation, and we also control the live communication. That's all part of our material and our stuff that we share with candidates. We also do selection. We decide who we want to mentor, and we also decide who we want to stop. Okay, so those are effectively the controls on mentorship. Are there any other controls on mentorship and development? The progress is not up to us. The progress is up to the candidate. The candidate doesn't progress, right? Or let's say they don't progress. So the expectations is work on the factors where we have control over. Is the candidate not progressing because of timing, selection, or content? Okay. Is the candidate not progressing because they're not getting, let's say, adequate feedback? So that's the timing issue, right? Or they're getting feedback only after 4 months of being here. So that's a timing issue. Is it the content? Are they unable to absorb what we're trying to have them learn, or is the content a good fit for what we expect them to do? Or is it the selection process? Do we select the person that actually can progress?
Any curriculum also then college learning.
Tons, right? I would say our curriculum here is vast as the ocean. There is videos for almost every meeting. Let's say at least 50% of the meetings that have ever happened in this company is recorded in our video library, right? So just goes on and on and on and on. The workshops that we do, hospitality, content, revenue management, all this stuff is all there. The workshops that we did for events, also there. So there's a vast video library there. There's even a library index. Let's see. I don't know if we even remember this anymore, but we have an index of all the key videos to watch for understanding key skills. This is the HR video index for HR, and this is the learning index for everything here. How to set up a career, what an all hands meeting looks like, product management, strategy framework, design thinking, career promotions, or career promotions, overbookings, so quite a lot of material. Not sure if this material is actually getting out, right? So that's another thing. A lot of material just in the paper. See, this one is I don't know, thousands of documents let out. Right? So the content is available. Okay, so there is quite a bit of content. What else do we control? Is there anything else that we control?
Is the way that the membership is delivered.
Let's just do this material and review. Persuasion. I don't know if persuasion is one of our controls. Not really, right? Okay. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's what we can influence. Once we know what we can influence, then we know what to focus on. So we don't like, focus on the things that we have no control over. All right. So if this is where we have control, then let's put that over here. This is what we have control over. So using the controls that we have, this is the objective. Actually, it's more like here. These are, let's say, the controls. This doesn't go up here. This go up here outside. All right, those are consistent controls across everything, so we don't need to have a specific column anymore. We just know that that's kind of a fact of what this is. All right, so how do we evaluate performance then, if those are our controls?
You know what option that you got to?
Yeah.
You get the membership. So is this like from HR or
This is good. This is for any mentor, actually. HR is kind of a mentor for somebody in their pre-probation time. To guide them through to support values, to all that. So it's a subset of this. This is an HR initiative. This end tool will be used by me and the squad leads and HR for evaluating HR people too as well. So the end output of this is a tool to help people evaluate other people on their team. Okay.
so it means the proposed solution is can be done not only by
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like this is something I will share with like squad leads and chapter leads so that they know how to evaluate their team. But the ideation should come from HR. It's helping them sharpen their saws so that they don't remember. Now, one of the things I've noticed actually in evaluations is that everybody. Okay, let's see if I don't have it here because it's on a personal account. Everybody has different various, I would say, rating scores. They're like different teachers, right? So some teachers give everyone an A. Some teachers give between like an A and a B. Some teachers are sort of everyone gets like a C, and only exceptional people get an A. So we want to make sure that there's a consistent way to evaluate performance. So this is mostly what type of issue is this? Is this mentorship? Is this material communication? Is this timing? Or is this selection?
More like, do we have any basis of
Yes.
operation on deciding bonus for certain position? I'm still confused about it.
It is based on what is written in everyone's contract, right? So what's written for individual bonus is performance beyond is doing extra to get you there. Now, here's a few things that like let's say we can consider. We haven't had any objective way. Mostly for years it was just done by me. I just take a look at everyone's work and say, okay, good, okay, bad, correcting people's pathway. But now we do actually have more objective ways to evaluate. It could be based on the SLAs, right? So let's say, for example, you're a host. If you're a host, then we can just simply look at your hosting scores. We can say, all right, what is your quantity of duty and how much quantity of that duty is done well? For example, Andre gets typically, besides this week, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100% guest satisfaction from the guest that he's hosting. So that is a solid compliant. So you look at, let's say, Chandra. Okay, Chandra gets 100%, 100%, 96%, 100% SLA compliant. let's take a look at Joel. Joel gets 95, 95, 91, 84, 96. SLA compliant, SLA compliant, SLA compliant, not and not. But I have noticed that this is pretty close. And thank goodness that the smaller stack has a lower score. If the bigger stack had a lower score, that would be more disturbing, right? Because that would mean that more people would have to get another 100. Okay, and then we take a look at, let's say, Bukit, right? 100, 83, 83, 94. So these 2 weeks low, but improving. So let's take a look at Shindia. Shindia I thought was pretty impressive up until this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 bars, 100%, 1 bar below. All right, and anybody might argue the metric has flaws, just like every metric has flaws, but my argument is that the flaws are equal for everyone. So it's sort of like, okay, all right, that's not perfect, but it's also equally imperfect for um, everybody who's on the metric. Okay, so that's one way we can do it. That does line up with the SLAs, and the SLAs do line up with where the company wants to go. That everybody agreed that we should go in. So that could be one way. Selection based on SLA goal.
Related also to OKR.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, your OKR should be supporting your SLAs and also supporting the theme of the mission. Let's say, for example, currently our theme of the month is to sharpen the saw. So sharpening the saw should mean you should be getting better at being able to do what you do. So you're picking up skills like persuasion and negotiation. Well, why would you want to pick up that skill? Maybe so that if you are a market builder, you'll have a more effective close rate. Now, this is kind of like the current issue with Mudslinging. They have no KPIs. So we're not sure where they're going to go. We've proposed that market builder KPIs for a long time. This is the debate I had with them yesterday. Should be the total amount of new revenue in their pool. And then we'll know if they're doing okay. And then if, let's say, somebody wants to sharpen their saw, they go like, hey, I don't convert that many phone calls, or I don't convert that many leads. Let me learn some persuasion skills so that I can do that. And my OKRs are to learn these skills to support SLA output. So these should align up. The OKR should support the theme, but the theme supports the SLA. Yeah? Okay. Otherwise, everyone's just kind of moving in different directions, and we're not all going in the same direction. This is another. This,
Then we can also return the recurrent metric.
yes, the career metrics see if the person is progressing along in their career, but also they need to progress along in their career in alignment with the SLA. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's more to like also we can see, right? Like in the SLA, according to the current metrics, what is their scope of work they need to do based on the current metrics? But also, what are the things that are not on their scope of work as per the
Okay. Career metrics, I realize there's sort of also a disconnect, right? Let's say, for example, somebody is doing projects, but the projects are not making any impact on anything. They're just floating out projects, and it's not impacting us. It's not affecting revenue, stuff like that. So we can go, okay, you are creating projects, but these projects are sort of just floating. Um, I'll give you an example of something I saw that was actually a really good fit. Dominic, last month, worked on a project to fix Tukutu. Tukutu is a property where there's 5 mills inside. There was really messy management. Went there, she fixed it, and right away, the revenue started shooting up. So that one I could see, okay, all right, that makes sense, right? So that project adds growth and it sharpens the saw, reduces friction. And that's something we say is a good project. But let's say, for example, let's say what's a project that might not have any. Let's say, oh, career fairs. So we go out and we do a lot of career fairs, but is that actually hiring more people? No, but now thank God we've learned from it and we stopped doing as much career fairs and spending as much money. So if we don't, then we're let's say we promote somebody based on how excellent they are at arranging career events, but we don't actually reach any of our growth goals by doing career events. So should we say, all right, this person is progressing in their project selection? It has to kind of go back to does it fulfill the SLAs too as well? Okay, all right. So let's look for some other ways. What are some other ways that we can take a look at this?
The contract.
Okay. What's on the contract versus what's on the? Actually, everyone's on the same contract. The contract is based on career development. Using the matrix. This has been standardized across pretty much the entire company now, ever since 2020. So we have everybody is pretty much set in the same modes. With this as being the primary modes of career detection. Also, if I'm not mistaken, SLA compliance is part of the contract. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got that. What else is there?
If you talk about this one, I think what about like
We need to reset the SLA then, right? We need to redo the SLA and get it repassed to the entire company. Because currently, the SLA that was originally set is impractical. But we know that now. But we have to then bring the company awareness to, okay, this is what we originally thought, and this is what it really is, and everything is a matter of innovation. When you have, like, say, a new chapter or an older understanding, you don't know what it's going to do yet, so you set numbers. But numbers can go up, numbers can go down. So content, for example, they started figuring out that they have a 90% instant book rate. So they raised their SLA from 80%, 90%. That makes sense, right? Why set a goal that's too easy to achieve every month? You can actually do that. Okay, but this is why it's also important for the SLA. Sometimes the reality needs to change. Sometimes it's the expectation needs to change. And if we don't change either, then everyone still thinks that HR is supposed to hire somebody within 2 weeks, whereas in reality that has never happened, except in one case, and it's unlikely to happen. So we need to reset that. So we got to reset expectations, or reset reality. Okay. Yes.
what about like let's say if there's something personal right? Let's say when people are asking what's the difference in recruitment, especially the training, specialist and senior.
Leadership, competency. So on a trainee, we don't expect, let's say, somebody to automatically lead. A leader should be able to direct a team going towards a target. A specialist should be able to confidently cover their own responsibilities without like too much input from others. A trainee should reasonably be able just to kind of follow and learn and get a good handle and develop potential to become further recruiter.
So how do we define that? Like
We still define it using the career metrics, but the career metrics currently don't necessarily have alignment with the SLAs.
yeah, but then also I mean which one then is more, let's say, in the calculation right now?
They should be the same. It's absolutely the same. It's not one and the different. It's like this. If your process involved it, I imagine every process right now should be SLA compliant. If there's processes that are not moving us towards the SLA, then they are not good processes. I'll give you an example where this first came out from. So we had a discussion about what does handle and profile mean. So everyone's putting on their OPRs. I'm going to handle this profile. I'm going to handle this profile. So what does that mean? Does it mean that you were just simply sitting in a chair and watching this go by, or does it mean that you are driving this profile to where it needs to go? So then we, during promotions, always look at a profile. We say, how well is the profile doing in comparison with other profiles and in comparison to the company's overall performance. If the profile that you've been managing is doing worse than every other profile, then we cannot call that well handled. And that doesn't really show any process competency in being able to take the reservations and such. Now, I'll give you a real life discussion. So we're discussing about Lucy's case today, right? So Lucy's case, this is the trajectory of the June alignment profile. So I look at January and I see the decrease in February is a 35% decrease. I look at, let's say, our company decrease. We went from January to February and also decreased. We know that there's a bit of decrease, but then the question is, well, by how much? So 270, I'm the company, divided by 343, that's 78%. So that's a 22% decrease. So the decrease in the jingle line profile was 50% more than 50% of the overall company. Right? 35 is 50% more than versus 35 divided by 22 is the 59% greater decrease on this profile than the company profile. And considering that this is a major profile, that has enhanced impact on where the company is going to as well. So then we go and we look at, let's say, the table on the all hands, and we look at, okay, well, who's managing that profile? So then we discovered that they're Rian and Lupi are managing the profile. So how long have they been managing it? For a month. Okay, all right, so sometime between the time that they were managing it and before, something happened. Now, right, like I've been hearing often that it could be because of cancellations or it could be because of other things, but it's also kind of just the two profiles that they were managing. This one was down 37%. All the other profiles did not go down. This one remained constant, or they went down a little bit, but not by so much. All right, so the question is, what is PCC, right? And how do we evaluate PCC?
PCC, right?
Process competent. He should be moving towards PCC, right?
But it is the running trade. That's why I'm saying like we should also refer to the because what to expect the candidate to do.
Let's see. So when did they start becoming PCC then? On the day they become a specialist or before they become a specialist?
Before mostly.
Right.
But
That's what the bonus is for. The bonus is not a given. The bonus is a control. The bonus is not, you get a base pay for doing what the base parts are. You get a bonus for moving towards the goal. If the bonus is not set up towards moving towards goals and it's just a given, then everybody gets a bonus just for showing up. And that means the bonus is meaningless. The bonus is not a bonus at all. It is back to the same question back at the December debate. Bonuses are incentives. Bonuses are not givens. If there's no corresponding performance that moves us to the second question. So, if you are getting bonuses, you should mean that it's a signal that you are moving towards a promotion. Not that all of a sudden one day when your promotion comes, you're like, what happened? Right? Well, I was getting bonus. And this is actually my control of understanding if a lead is correctly bonusing. If they're correctly bonusing, then by the time we do a promotion review, there's no doubt that that person should be promoted. But if they are over bonusing, then by the time there's a promotion review, there's all these faults that come out, and we realize that the person has not achieved their career metrics. And disappointment ensues, and the whole thing falls apart. So it goes back to this idea of guidance from bonuses to actually being. Does that make sense? Or let's discuss more. More discussion about this.
I still understand about how to measure somebody's in every chapter I mean, like.
Right. I guess that depends on each chapter leads about the work, right? Let's say example Vita, right? Vita's next move is to go into a senior role. Questions, actually.
I don't know.
You're in the middle. You're in the middle right now. You're in that funky part. Okay. Go for a senior. Go for a senior, and you should fall short of being a specialist. All right. Let's take a look at what, let's say, the senior understanding is currently. Pizza. Can you speak from memory what the senior sort of metrics are?
Seniors are including CE,
Absolutely.
BKC,
Okay. Let's take a look and see what the development is. Senior roles include pretty much the same across for everyone, just like the United States. So it should be process involved. So we don't have to like force you to do your work. You do your work, right? It should be process confident, meaning that all the things that can happen within that, you need to more out of guidance to get you through. Involved in projects, involved in leadership, also confident in leading. So let's say, for example, we keep on bonusing people that are only functioning at eye level, right? Then all of a sudden during their promotion,
there's like a difference between this one and this one. In the content, there's BKC and BC.
let's take a look at here. Here, yeah. Oh, that's on the same sheet. This is general though. Yeah, senior roles. Should probably get that. Senior roles begin with that. CE process excellence. That's a good question now. Process excellence for that. Let's see. What? All right. Let's discuss whether or not we should have process excellence on the senior role. Let's see. We have process excellence right now. But the process.
And the profiling, so
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good. Right. Hey, let's. What?
our interview, like now less people are like, looking from the second year.
That is true, actually. We've engineered it to be faster now. That's part of his design. Okay, let's bring that up as actually a discussion topic for the next meeting, whether or not process excellence should be part of a senior promotion. Okay, so then we're talking about the career metrics here. We're talking about whether or not, let's say, the person is progressing. Okay, so let's say this. Let's say that Vita is getting bonus all the time for doing this type of work, right? Leadership involvement, process involvement, project involvement. So I give you a bonus every time you do this stuff, but I keep on giving you the bonus whenever you don't do this. Then come around to your promotion review, there's a awkward pause, right? Where we go, well, sorry, you don't get promoted, but I've been getting bonuses this whole time. Yeah, but that's okay. But bonuses, I think, are essentially a way of actually taking the future salary today. That makes sense. Sort of getting an opportunity to earn your next salary, but at the current moment, by moving towards that direction. As long as that's clear, right? Okay, all right, cool. Let's go back to this part then. So we have clarity on bonuses. Okay, now we have a progression towards career stage, towards next career stage. Or deepening the current stage. Right. So let's say maybe you don't have leadership competency, but you're creating more and more process competency. Say maybe you don't have process excellence, but you have more project competency. So I would be happy to award bonuses based on that. So it's either vertical growth or horizontal growth. All right, teams that are not included. Besides sales, there are no other teams that don't have the individual components. This is an exception to market builders, mostly because market builders need focus on getting income for the rest of the. Okay. Anything that salespeople do right is related to sales. Anything related to anything else is just a means of accelerating that. All right, timing. This is related to timing. This timing is different time. How do we reduce the time it takes to do an evaluation? Because currently it takes about 2 days.
Days for every employee.
Well, it takes about 1 day to gather all the feedback from all the senior chapter leads. It takes about a day for you to look over all the feedback, think about the context, think about where this person is and how much effort they put in versus how much output it is. And it's very time consuming. It's time consuming because it's
And we collectively so let's say not only you will have employees, but senior leaders or maybe the leader, they have come, they have the intention for the succeed, but not by the end of the month. But
constantly, yeah. That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. All right, so
that's also
open source employee drills.
So this also encourages senior leaders to maintain the sediment.
Yes, yes, okay, and this improves the timing. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Next. Okay, the other thing I was thinking was this KPI driven. So if it's KPI driven, then there's less amount of discussion. Okay? Anybody can track their own metrics. Anybody can track their own. Yeah, it's both though, right? Because KPI driven, it's fast. Just about
Why don't we say the time itself, we time everything based on the selection based?
Okay. All right. Cool. Oh God, can you imagine on HR? You have a clock ticking for each person to hire, right? So you're supposed to hire within 33 days. And then you can see each person, and each person's progress. It's been 40 days, 42 days, 44 days, 45 days, 48 days. Okay. Reset expectations. Sometimes this, for example, in the lease case, I thought that. Hey, bonjour! I thought that, let's say, her case of actually getting a person to do market building was better for an internal hire than an external hire. So that could be a reset of expectations too. All right, alignment. Alignment. How do we get that alignment? We get pretty much the same thing, right? It's SLA and career matrix. Company thing.
The bonuses also with all the month.
They can be, depends on what month it is, and depends on the seniority. So people who are more senior, right? If you're a lead, first promotion, you do get bonus every time the company reaches a revenue target, right? And that's for every month. In addition to the individual bonus, in addition to the additional salary, you get that second skill. So that is available. But those are based on, that's based on how many promotions you've gotten so far. And during revenue months, which are July, August, June, July, August, and December, everything switches over to a revenue bonus. So we stop the individual bonuses and we tell everybody to focus on basically ticket bookings, process guests, hit the revenue targets. During peak months is when there is essentially all the peak revenue happens, and we look to push that as high as possible. So these are good, right? But this isn't so good. 2019, you see that we weren't able to push that as high as we could. But this year was pretty good. Okay. Wow, we're starting way behind in March. Also a little bit upsetting. It's not a core revenue month right now, so we're not gonna go about that. Okay. Good questions though. All right, let's go back up to here. Okay, and that's it, right? So now we have essentially a framework to then now design a solution. So we have essentially this, and we are going to make sure that the new solution is contract compliant, career metrics qualifications, SLA compliant, that they create this type of expectation. And good, okay. So then I will iterate and I'll come back with a version of this, right? So we can see where we go. Probably do it really too, so we get to do work. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's time for today. Was that helpful? Was that pretty cool, right? That was actually a thought process of how to design HR tools. Right? Okay, so let's go back up to discussion. And I think we covered Thursday. All right, so then let's go. Oh wait, I should probably patch that back. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead. Well, I don't know how you find it actually. Let me tag you on it. Actually, I'll just do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the new calendar for the next meeting. So the next meeting will be on Saturday. And I will report. All right, fantastic. Okay. Good. Great. Billy, I'll give you a learning opportunity here. Upload this video to YouTube. You know how to do it?
In one way, I just don't know how to do it.
Okay, all right. Pretty simple. I'll give you a tutorial.